Sup, good people? Much love from this side, and thanks for clicking. Before you run away, here we are all about mercy, love, positive vibes, yeah, all that. And when you see me like this, better watch these videos carefully till the end and leave your comments. Let's dive in.
Come here and try. No, this. 1 minute. This good. Okay. Start.
Yes.
Start.
Yes.
Push.
Okay.
Ferrață. Camera, ferrață. Prinzi un fil, material fil.
Okay.
And mașină vertical. Un deget. Un jos, sus. Opa, good video. Documental. Okay. And finish.
Wow.
Push. Tragi firă. Out.
Okay.
If it doesn't come back, and resultat original. Okay?
Perfect.
Giants. Is there evidence right in front of us that most seem to ignore? Because to me, these do not look like rocks or stones, but more like layers of skin, muscle, and tissue from a long-lost race of giants petrified in hills and sides of mountains. Because in reality, what do we really know about our past and the truth? There are hundreds of pictures and videos of mountains and hills that look like giant trees and giant humanoids of some kind. Doesn't common sense tell us otherwise? And when are we really going to start paying attention to these truths? Now, you just can't turn around and tell me this is a coincidence. This is more fact than fiction. So what is your opinion on these pictures and videos? Do you think it's just a coincidence and they just look like that? Like if it's some type of flesh, skin, or muscle? Or could it be just the natural formation of these stones and rocks?
Hey y'all, this some bullshit right here, bro. They're trying to say this stone that they're heating up produces a residue that basically turns your ass into Wolverine. Like, I've never seen anyone heal like this except in a Marvel movie. Like, they're calling it a magic stone, but that stone might be Compound V in real life. All they need to do now is put this stuff in some vials and sell it.
I'd have to erase this and then draw it again, but so I wanted to talk to you guys about the Antarctic Treaty. See, the thing is, we are not allowed to go to the North Pole, and we're also not allowed to go to the Antarctic Wall. So this is the Arctic Circle. Now, it's incredible, these questions I get, and sometimes it's like, wow, like really? But I have to answer these questions anyways and be nice about it. So they say, oh, you'd always draw a dome over your flat earth, and then you say there's no edge and it's infinite. So which one is it? Is it infinite? Is it infinite, or is there an edge? Bro, do you not see there's multiple domes? So that means there's multiple edges. Because there's not only an edge at here, but there's one after, and there's also an edge within. Because there's a tiny dome at the center. Have you ever seen Avengers Wakanda? And they go inside of the trees, but it's not really a tree, it's an illusion, and there's actually a hidden world that it's invisible, but once you go past the wall, you're like, wow, I'm in a whole new world. Yeah, you're gonna go through the dome, and there's a center inside with its own dome, and then we're in this dome, and then there's more domes, like, wow. Anyways, let me read to you about why we can't go to the North Pole and enter that dome, and why we can't exit our dome. It says here, the Antarctic Treaty of 1959. By the way, this is all from Santos. This is all I've learned from Santos, and these are quotes from Santos. He said, we've got limits to how far we can go. We can't go to outer space because we haven't got the money. We can't go past Antarctica because, as of right now, 47 nations have signed a dubious treaty to protect Antarctica from people like you and I going there and potentially damaging the continent by walking on it and breathing over it and perhaps urinating on the snow and touching it. As funny as it may sound, it's just too beautiful, right? So in 1959, 12 countries signed the Antarctic Treaty: Argentina, Australia, Belgium, Chile, France, Japan, New Zealand, Norway, the Russian Federation, South Africa, the United Kingdom, and the United States. These parties agreed that under the terms of the treaty, Antarctica would be a continent devoted to peace and science. There are very few places in this world where there has never been war, where the environments should be fully protected, and where scientific research has priority. Antarctica is this place. This is the testament to the Antarctica Treaty, which is agreeably the single most important and long-lasting international agreement ever signed. The treaty remains unchanged and in force indefinitely. It reveals valuable precedents for cooperative global governance. The goal of the Antarctic Treaty is to make sure the protocol remains that the last great wilderness on Earth is never exploited nor explored. The Antarctic Treaty is an excuse for governments to allow restrictions and to prevent people, regular civilians like you and I, from discovering that the South Pole does not in fact exist or resemble how they portray it to be a little tiny continent. It's actually a huge ring around the world. All governments are working together, hence the United Nations. All nations have united. China is massively expanding its weather modification program, saying it will be able to cover half the country in artificial snow by 2025.
Oh man, this is crazy. I told you today's videos are going to be crazy. Things are starting to get hot. Let's keep watching. Now, what's next? You don't wanna know. Let's keep watching. Much love from this side. Oh.
Unexplained things caught on camera. This has happened in a hotel room while this couple was on a little innocent vacation with each other. Now, they were flipping through the channels on the TV. Literally, they came across this weird channel that is literally looks like something is pointing down. A camera is pointing down. They're saying that it looks like a bathroom or something. This is showing up on their TV that they're watching in the hotel room.
There's no way that plays on Bravo.
So they're basically like a little freaked out, and now they're going to go check their own bathroom. Again, they're staying at either a hotel or an Airbnb or something. This is the guy right here. They're gonna unscrew the light bulb. They're looking in here, and they didn't see from, it's not their bathroom, but this is someone else's bathroom, and it's a video.
That's unbelievable. You mean someone can be watching when you're in the house? Oh, that's
what outer
scary.
space came out in 1992?
No one was ready for that. Honey, look up what outer space movie came out in 1992.
Okay. What outer space?
We'll be right back.
I'm not saying that. What the hell?
Yeah, no.
No.
Go look it up. You ain't ready for it.
Hey guys, I wanted to talk to you guys about the page I found in TikTok. This person claims to be a time traveler, and every time he's asked to post a video about different times in the past or future, he does. I mean, I have watched some of the videos and they seem pretty good. I do believe in time traveling. What's interesting is that these videos have millions of views. They are very interesting. Let me know what you guys think in the comments.
Pueblo de la Tierra, la humanidad se encuentra en un momento difícil. Muchos dudan hasta de nuestra...
Ahí está.
I promise this is going to completely blow your minds. This American guy goes into a coma, and when he wakes up from it, he can't understand what the people around him are saying. And when he starts to respond, he can only speak in Swedish. Not only that, but he has a completely different identity. He quite literally woke up from this coma as a completely different person. Check this shit out.
This is 61-year-old Johan Ek from Sweden. At least he thinks he is. His name is actually Michael Boatwright, an American Navy vet. In February, Boatwright woke up in this California emergency room in a Nordic state of mind, only speaking Swedish, unable to recognize his own face or even his son. Visibly emotional, he spoke to the desert sun through a translator.
That's the name I knew that I had you on it.
Police say Boatwright was found unconscious in this Palm Springs Motel 6, along with 4 forms of identification and a cell phone.
The cell phone, it contained several phone numbers, all of which were phone numbers from the country of China.
Oh man, now that is scary. Up to this far, I don't know what's next and I can't wait to see. And if you've watched up to this far and you're not our subscriber, please hit the subscribe button. And those that have subscribed, much love to you. Let's keep watching. Let's grow this community, man. Much love from wherever you are. Share love is what we are all about. Let's keep watching.
Look at this.
Hey guys, I just made a discovery in my house. Look at this. I found these light bulbs. These bulbs were made in 1879. And would you believe me that they're still working? From 1879. Anyone have any clue of the value of these bulbs? Please let me know.
Oh, those bulbs.
What is fear? FEAR. It's an abbreviation for what? False evidence that appears real. So we all get fear, and fear is what stops us. There's nothing else that can literally stop you. It's only fear, because if you don't have the answer, we can get the answer. If we don't have the skill, we can get the skill. So fear is what stops us, and let me just save us a lot of time. The first thing you need to understand is there's only 2 real fears. The feeling of being not enough. Not rich enough, not young enough, not smart enough, not sexy enough, not funny enough. It's a pretty horrible feeling, isn't it? Especially if you feel like you're not enough for someone you love, whose love you crave. When we feel like we're not enough for someone we love, it makes us crazy, because it brings up the second deepest fear. And what is that? We're afraid that if we're not enough, that we won't be loved. And love, my friends, is the oxygen of life.
This is a video of a bear clearly eating salmon, right? He's clearly meant to eat this the way that he's tearing it up, right? He ain't playing no games, okay? He ain't missing no inches, okay? Now, a lot of y'all like to eat raw salmon. I think I just, something come out his mouth with that fish on. But a lot of y'all like to eat raw salmon, right? It ain't for everybody. Now, I'm gonna show y'all something. This don't happen all the time, but it happens. But it just don't happen all the time. Watch this next video. Okay, watch the whole video, okay?
Hi, Mama. Hey, Lulu.
Do you see it? Let me. Do you see it? Oh! Does he take one? Does he take one? Now let me ask you something. Is you ain't still eating salmon? Is you gonna still eat? It's not just salmon. It's just raw fish in general. Oh, it's the booty worms for me, y'all.
Oh, that's disgusting. But loved animals.
On command, congratulations, you've unlocked the world's most useless superpower.
My brain is a font of absolutely useless information, and I could not resist replying to this video. I don't think anybody's going to care or even watch this, but it might be a useless superpower right now, but at one point in time, it was not. During the medieval era, it was actually used by manuscript illuminators. You might ask what a manuscript illuminator is. More useless information. Illuminations, if you've ever seen like those pretty old medieval Bible type things, and they have all of the beautiful painted images and letters and everything, those are illuminations, and illuminators were the people who made those, and they were all done by hand. Because we're talking about the Middle Ages, we're talking about medieval times. And a lot of times, I mean, they're like the big gorgeous ones that were done by fancy artists, but then there were your everyday, workaday illuminators who were simply copying manuscript after manuscript, and they were doing weird little doodles in the edges, and it was like, we're just duplicating something that's already been in there, especially with like the medieval bestiaries, where they're copying the animals so people can identify, or copying medicinal things like plants so people could identify, and they had to draw same thing over and over and over again. And so they used this technique actually to manually unfocus their eyes, and what they would do is unfocus it until the image, they're looking at the image they want to duplicate, and they would unfocus until there were two of them, and you would have the page that had the actual image on it, and then a blank page, and they could hold it unfocused and then trace onto the blank piece of paper the same image, and they used that currently useless superpower to copy images from manuscript to manuscript to manuscript to manuscript. And because of this, as the doctor mentioned in the original post, in the original video, many of them became very permanently nearsighted and permanently damaged their ability to see in like normal settings. But they would use this useless technique, for what they did for their livelihood. So now you know something you didn't know, and it's never going to leave my brain, and maybe it won't leave your brain either.
Oh, that's interesting.